Hi, and welcome to the Secret Hit Songwriting Formula. If you're new to the channel on YouTube, please be sure to subscribe, or if you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to like this page. We do weekly videos here showing you how to recognize the patterns found in hit songs, because there is a secret hit songwriting formula. All hit songs, past and present, that have become commercially successful on the radio have followed certain patterns embedded in the compositions, and we show you how to use those patterns and recognize them so you can use them in your songs. So, today we're going to be looking at a new release by Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's called Poster Child. And this song kind of knacks the same song structure of a hit song from the 60s. We'll get to that more in a second. So, again, the concept of our secret hit songwriting formula that we teach in the book is self-similarity. That is to say that all sections of the song have to be self-similar and self-referential. In this case, each section of this Chili Peppers song is going to contain a two-note rhythmic hook. Thus, it follows the formula of twos. So, what does that mean? Let's take a look. So, the verse is kind of interesting because there's really no room for the vocal to breathe. It's just kind of constant vocalization. Melly Mel and Richard Howard dancing at the Taco Bell, and someone in a rebel yell, I think it was an infidel. Okay, it's just going on like that constantly, almost relentlessly, very occasional rests, okay? So it's kind of constant vocals, but you can almost still kind of break them into twos. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so that's why I wrote constant twos instead of writing out all these lyrics, okay? I just wrote constant twos because there's no break in the vocal, but it can still break down into rhythms of two. Okay? Then within the verse, there's this kind of other section embedded within these long rapped out verses. Okay? You got the best of my loco, I'll take the rest of your showboat. You got the best of my yoko. So finally, a little more easier phrases to sing, and they break down neatly into twos again. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Okay, so pretty obvious to see how that section is a two. Okay, so far we have two different sections, song sections that are twos. Okay, we got the constant twos, which he goes right back to after this. Those constant twos are setting up our ears to expect to hear a two-note rhythmic hook in the next section of the song. And then when our ears hear that two-note rhythmic hook in the next section of the song, it's very satisfying, as if we've known the song all along, and our subconscious mind is very satisfied by that. So that's why this song section is following the formula of twos, and it's self-similar to the constant twos in the rap sections. And that's again setting up our subconscious mind to expect to hear a two-note rhythmic hook in the chorus. So the way that works is if we just add everything up, we get kind of this two-note thing emerging. I will be your nice twos group there. Poster child. You just kind of keep counting. You know the world is ours for a little while, and then I will be your poster child tonight. Now I kind of hear that melisma as an extra syllable there. If not, you can be a stickler and say, okay, that's one insignificant syllable, whatever you want. And then he wraps it off, caps it off real nice with a la da 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 ba ba da. Okay, so again, the chorus is following a two-note rhythmic hook if you just add it up syllable by syllable, okay? So the formula of twos is accomplished because we have the verse, pre-chorus section, and chorus all following a two-note rhythmic hook, okay? So that's the biggest reason this song works. There are other things we talk about in the book that will reveal that were essential to the success of these different song sections. So one of them is because the verse is constant twos, there is no syncopation in that section, right? Syncopation, okay? The essential art of the essential secret of syncopation. It's one of the chapters in our book, The Secret Hit Songwriting Formula. So because there's no syncopation in that section, the other section has to be syncopation. I will be your, here it is, poster child. There it is, the syncopation on that child, right? Or in this section, you got the best of my logo. I'll take the rest of your show, but plenty of syncopation in that section as well, okay? So because the constant twos wrapped have no syncopation, the other sections do have syncopation in order to have contrast within the sections. So you see how formula songs can still remain interesting. There's still contrast in the different sections, even though they're self-similar in that they follow two-note rhythmic hooks. It still doesn't get too predictable and boring. So syncopation is one of the things that's a factor here. There's another factor at play of the fact that the constant rap sections have very little room to breathe, and there's a lot of syllables. It's very busy and very wordy in the verse. That means the chorus should be more simple and slowed down and less wordy, and it is. He goes from ba 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 to I will be your. So very good example of contrasting sections there as far as wordiness in the verse, or less wordy, right? I'm just going to say wordy in the verse, and then less wordy in the chorus, right? Okay? And then the other thing about this song that's kind of neat to point to, that I alluded to at the beginning of this, is this song kind of knacks the song structure of a classic old song, Life is a Rock, but the radio rolled me, okay? When they had a hit with that song, not the Chili Peppers, of course, but that famous song in the 60s, Life, it was the same thing. They had a verse that went, you know, it is a constant verse of just constant twos in the Life is a Rock song, if you look that up. Life is a Rock, but the radio rolled me. Constant twos in the verse, same thing. And then, because there was no syncopation and no room to breathe in the constant twos in the verse, same thing when the chorus hit. Life is a rock, but the radio rolled me. Again, slowed down, and there was syncopation where there was none before. So this is basically the exact same formula as Life is a Rock, but the radio rolled me. In fact, I should probably do a video on that one to compare it to this one. But there you go. That's kind of the formula that the Chili Peppers knocked, or nicked, whatever you want to say, borrowed for this one. So there you go. Poster Child by the Chili Peppers follows the formula of twos, but also relies on other key concepts we talk about in the book about contrast between wordy sections and less wordy sections, and unsyncopated sections and syncopated sections. So all essential to making this song a hit. If you need more help with understanding these song structures that can make your song successful, please go to www.secrethitsongwritingformula.com. We have the only ebook in the world there that gives away all these patterns found in hit songs. You cannot find the secret formula in any other songwriting books out there. Thanks for watching. See you next time.